Well, the statement, all lives matter, or do they? Okay, what's been going on this year is one hellacious year. Going back almost to 1938 when World War II started. Um, First we get hit with this coronavirus crap, which is an attempt globally to modify society, let's put it that way. So it's kind of a war, and it's kind of global. So this starts with this fictitious imposed house arrest for the whole world, okay, which created not only problems with finances, global finance, everything else. It's a mess, and it's not working. See, whoever the powers behind it, or whoever's behind it, or this is not working. People are seeing through it. It's not going well. It could have been a test to see if they could get people to comply with the masks and all this other stuff, or not. But it's not working. So it's kind of not working. We went through this month, 2 month self-quarantine crap somewhat, and there's a lot of places where this didn't go on. I found out there's the rural parts of the states, nobody obeyed this. So now they're going to reopen America, even though there's a huge financial loss and all this other stuff. And just when they start reopening it, that's when an individual dies in police custody. Again, the story's twisted around. They said he died because of a neck hold or something, when actually he died of a heart attack, whether it was because of the arrest or not. But basically, when you're passing counterfeit money or a DWI, why do you resist the police? It's not like a crime where you're going to go away for 50 years or life, okay? Generally nowadays, who knows, they probably wouldn't even have put him in jail for a DWI or fined him, But there's an ongoing problem that involves the news media, and it looks like there's two factions divided in this country. Okay, so we get through all of this. This guy dies during an arrest. So then this Black Lives Matter, the rioting starts, this whole racial thing goes down, protests. Well, there are protests, and see, this is another thing, this is the confusing part. There are people who go out and protest peacefully and don't do none, okay, which is their constitutional right, okay? There's people that protest for Black Lives Matter. There are people protesting for open up North Carolina, okay? So when this fictitious thing didn't work, then they start the racial thing. So now Black Lives Matter, and anything that is a racist comment, gesture, symbol, or anything, and immediately the whole country goes to where they're getting rid of any symbol, trademark for food, for sports teams, or anything that portrays anyone who is not white is immediately being removed, taken out, and that to prove they're not racist, okay? And this kind, movies are being banned, Gone with the Wind. Now, where in the United States do we ban movies, okay? This isn't a communist or a Nazi fascist country where we burn books, ban movies, all right? And then all this stuff, Civil War monuments. So they've been tearing down Civil War monuments, and now they've gone on to where it doesn't matter what monument it is, I guess. I guess they went after Christopher Columbus. They ripped down all the statues to him. Okay, Andrew Jackson, they've attacked his statues. Anybody even remotely accused of or involved or part of what the deemed racist past is being destroyed, or there's protests or something, and some of them get violent. So you got all this going on, and in the midst of this, people are shocked and this and that. Some people just said, Black Lives Matter. Some people go, hey, all lives matter. Let's take a step back. Let's calm down. All lives matter, okay? Justice and that for everyone. Well, if you say that, now you're a racist. There was a thing, somebody was selling t-shirts at Walmart. Walmart was selling t-shirts. This is a racist statement. And I go, how is that? And from the explanation, even though if you mean it and you're nice and all lives do matter and you're not prejudiced or racist, that as Americans we should stick together and all lives matter, well, and the argument is you're wrong, because being white, when I say all lives matter, what I'm really saying, people are telling me, see now someone's telling me what I am really saying and what I really mean is that only white lives matter. Basically, when you put it in that mindset, what you were telling me is the Black Lives Matter movement is a racist, anti-white, anti-United States movement, is what you're really saying, okay? And I'm not afraid to say this, because all of this is bullshit, okay? There's a group of people that are being backed by the media and that and everything else that are out to destroy this country. I'm not saying that everyone who is a protester or everyone who believes in this is out to do this, but that is what is going on. And this is tearing our country apart. The reason that there are shortages of firearms and guns where you can't get them is because people, like I said in the past, people who were minding their own business, lived their life without no opinion, didn't get caught up in the politics of gun control or anything. The news media is projecting this in a one-sided way, showing, I mean, people in Europe were contacting me, asking me if I'm all right, because the way the news media projects is the United States is falling apart and there's anarchy in the streets. People are frightened. People who normally wouldn't think about, hey, I need a shotgun or a pistol because if somebody comes to my house and attacks me, because now we're also saying we're defunding the police and we're going to banish standing police departments or dissolve them and then replace them. I guess they keep forgetting to say that they're not just like shutting the police down. They're taking the organization of law enforcement as it sits and they're replacing it with something else that is law enforcement. Okay, but the way they're talking about it, it's like they're just going to put the cops out of business. Well, if you do that, there will be anarchy. Okay, so it's not quite clear what they're doing. A lot of this propaganda and nonsense is scaring the hell out of people. And another thing, I'm an American, and I have my rights of freedom of speech, okay, which are being infringed by the media and these extremist groups. Now, extremist groups have existed all the time, okay, they always have. And it doesn't matter what extreme they're going to, okay, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Some of them don't have to do with race, some of them do with religion, some of them do with your sexual orientation. There's a whole, it's just as there's many different varieties of people, there are many different groups that are extremists to one form or the other. And I think it's wrong because, you know, you should just say all lives matter, stop it, and try to rebuild this country and get order and justice back again. Okay. But the you know, the news, the actual, whatever you call it, the syndicated news organizations that we turn on the TV are not doing that. everybody attacks the president, no matter what he does or what he tries, okay? And I believe he's trying to sort this mess out, okay? But he's under attack. And of course, he goes there and he tells them, you know, he tells the truth. Nobody likes it when you tell the truth, okay? But it still doesn't help the fact of the matter that everyone is pretty much upset, terrified, and the whole country's in disarray. I believe the government is ineffective, or it's gotten to the point where it's not doing anything effective to help us, okay? The governor of this state of North Carolina is, again, he's just destroying certain selected businesses, and people are suffering because of him. And bringing that up, it's kind of like that woman that was arrested at a Reopen NC protest. She was told to step one way, either off the curb or on the curb or something. She was told to move, either off the street, onto the sidewalk, or one or the other. And she refused, was arrested, and placed in jail. But a few weeks later, protesters ran through several of the major cities in the state, tore them all up, and not one of them was arrested. And she's asking, where's the justice in this? Okay, why is it that I'm protesting, that I'm going to lose my business financially, and I'm arrested, where they turn these people loose and let them tear the thing up, inciting riots, inciting fear and discontent, and promoting a racial divide in this country, and no one does anything to stop them. And then you're saying the police got their hands tied, that if the police do try to control this or stop this, then they're wrong, and we're just gonna, you know, get a new type of police force or something. So, you know, the reason I just had to say what was on my mind, because it's just getting way ridiculous now. You can't have extremist groups running things. It's not just Black Lives Matter. There's people that, you know, for one reason or the other. You have Muslim extremists, which do not represent all people who are of the Muslim. Okay, you still have white supremacist groups and that running loose, and always have, and you always will have these groups. They're not going to go away. Okay, but the thing is, you can't allow them to perpetrate the terror onto our society, no matter who they are. Okay, that's the statement that I'm trying to make, my personal statement, in my opinion on this. All right, well, thanks for watching.